I'm black and I'm proud. All of the races can sit the fuck down. I'm the reason the culture around. If you black, match the sound.
Hello beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. This is Brownsugar Commentary and I'm your girl, Kayla. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe for more videos about black entertainment, black culture, and whatever the heck else I feel like talking this week. Alright, let's get right into it. So, today I want to talk to you guys about TikTok. I gotta talk to you about that app because that app is really something ghetto, okay? The ghetto! The ghetto! It is something ghetto, especially when it comes to just black creators, black users, black people. It's just like, especially like in the last month or two, like the people been on one, and I want to discuss. Now, when TikTok first became a thing, it wasn't really on my radar. Like I knew it was like a merge between, it was a continuation or something between the app called Musical.ly, if y'all remember, which was basically like people would do them little 1-2 stepping dances and the lip singing and whatever, and that's how I found out about the song Don't. Remember that cheerleader song? Like, remember that? The chokehold that I had on Musical.ly. But I knew that. But then, so I was like, you know, and that came out when I was like in college. So now TikTok, I'm out of college, I'm like, that's not my seat, you know, that's for the kids, that's for the kids. And so I never was really into it, but then like last year, at the beginning of quarantine, I felt like everybody was on the app and constantly sharing things. I remember everybody was in their living rooms with their families, talking about, baby, come give me something new. Remember that? And the Savage dance, like, it was like, okay, like, was okay, let me see what it's talking about. And it's so funny, because literally on Facebook, it was about a year ago, I was like, I don't care how bored I am, I've never downloaded TikTok. Well, never say never. Like, because probably around, I think, September, October, I downloaded the app because I saw a lot of like cool, like natural hairstyle videos, and I was like, you know what, let me see what it's talking about. And I was obsessed. Like, I would sit up to the wee hours of the morning watching videos on, and it was dead how I used to be on Vine. Like, this is definitely this generation of Vine, but like so much more. And while I get the Vine versus TikTok debate, but it's like at the end of the day, what made Vine so special, I think, was the fact that one, it was 6 seconds, which is like crazy when you think about it. Like, the fact that it was able to entertain us in such short periods of time shows how creative people truly are. And also, like, it was just people just living their life with their friends or just doing like silly things, and it just happened to go viral. Like, most of these people literally had one viral moment, and that was kind of it, because most of the people that were Vine comedians literally probably had one funny video, and that was it, and most of them weren't that funny. Like, but most of the funniest videos, like the Vines that we remember, were the ones of people just being themselves. And so I think that's what makes Vine more special, where TikTok is, while there is those viral moments, a lot of it is people obviously making their own creative skits, and that's still pretty special. I think that TikTok, when it's used correctly, it's great. It's an amazing platform to help, you know, reach an audience. I see plenty of people that I like that are commentators. They also commentate on TikTok. My favorite side of TikTok is movie and music commentators. Like, it's a natural hair, cooking, like literally anything you could think of, somebody is a TikTok. I remember when I first downloaded TikTok, I used to watch these people do these like spinny things, like on like a canvas, like they put paint on it, like paint on a canvas, and they would use like a drill and like spin it around and make a cool like design. I'm like, what? Like, they have ASMR videos, like it literally. So that's why I feel like it kind of separates things from Vine, and like the fact that you can be monetized, like that's also a big thing, which could help a lot of people, especially now. But TikTok has its problems, and we're gonna get into it, especially when it comes to Black people. So talk a little bit racist. And while I think most social media apps are kind of racist, like Instagram and Twitter be breeding grounds for racism, TikTok is a little bit different, because it's like literally, at least with some of these other ones, they're pretty old. Like, the fact that this app is roughly what, 3 years old at this point. And I have never seen so much problems, and it's such a reflection of the times, to be honest. But let's just get into the many racist things happening on TikTok. Number one, it's the stealing of Black content for me and content creators for me. So I remember back about a year ago, there was, or a little bit over a year ago, the Renegade dance. Like, who could not escape that Renegade sound and them kids dancing? Like, I'm pretty sure babies born in 2019, 2020 know that dance out the womb, okay? And our kids were the ones blowing up and kind of taking credit for this dance and making it up. And of course, no one's really gonna question it, because who's to say who really started the dance, right? The Renegade dance was huge. Celebrities were doing it, social media personalities were doing it. Like, it literally became a Fortnite emote thing. So, and that is when people had to be like, hold up, wait a minute. Something in the milk is not clean. And we found out that a young girl by the name of Jalea Harmon was the one who made up this dance. And her original video literally did not have nearly as much views as some of these TikTok influencers. And so, people advocated for, the girl, luckily, for Jalea, and she was able to take claim of her dance. But even to this day, I do not think her TikTok account has nearly as much followers as those white kids that was doing that dance. Like, I don't think it was a thing. And I mean, I guess the thing that was good to come out of all of it is that from now on, when dances became viral and Black kids are the ones who made them, people like would give credit to the person in the description of said video. So you think, okay, everything's cool now, right? Wrong, okay? Because even a couple of weeks ago, Jimmy Fallon invited one of the biggest TikTok influencers, whatever you want to call it, TikTok dancer girls, whatever, Addison Rae, to come on his show and show him some of the most, or teach him how to do some of the most viral TikTok dances. And no shade to Miss Addison, but it was looking like it was missing some spice. And, of course, Black TikTokers and people on the internet were all upset, because they were like, this girl did not make up any of these dances. Why did she get to be flown out? Like, or even like the fact that this girl didn't even mention, that, hey, this is not really my dances. Such and such made this dance, such and such made that dance. So, of course, we do what we do as Black people, and we go to war on Twitter. And Jimmy Fallon eventually invited a couple of the Black dancers to come on his show via Zoom and do their dances. And I mean, well, that's nice, right? It clearly was not the all-star treatment that Addison Rae got to get. And I get it. It's still Rona. Maybe it was trying to be, safe or whatever. Maybe all the kids couldn't make it. But it's still like, why did it take for that to happen for you to realize that, this ain't it? So that's that, right? So there's that. Then you have people stealing content via skits. So now there's a big TikTok scandal with this guy named Newmain, and he was getting really popular because he kept doing this one thing over and over. I'll insert one of his videos here. But then he got found out, because come to find out, his other skits, all of them were literally renditions of other people. Like, this man don't got an original idea to save his life. I'm pretty sure the one trend that he's known for is probably something that he found somewhere else. Like, he would just take smaller creators' work, redo them, and never give them credit at all. Because here's the thing, that's where it's the problem. It's one thing, people recreate people's skits or their little whatevers all the time, but most people, even if they're doing something, they will use the sound that the person used, so when you go back and you click on the sound, you see the original video. But he was not doing that. He was making it seem that it was his original idea. And then when he got called out on it by a Black creator, he threatened him and blocked him and tried to justify his actions by basically saying he's an actor and he's not entitled to give anybody credit. Y'all just mad because you didn't do it better than him. This man has millions of followers. And like I said, most of the people that he copied had less than 1 million followers. And many of them are Black creators. There are some creators in there, whatever. But a lot of people are trying to defend him and saying, well, what's the problem? You know, everyone copies each other on TikTok. But TikTok is something much like most social media platforms where it provides you access to things, and there's the whole creator fund that they have where you get paid based on the amount of views you have, and you're taking people's ideas and not crediting them. That's not really fair to them because you're making money off of their idea. Like, and isn't this just a tale as old as time? White people just stealing Black people's ideas? Like it's giving Pat Boone in the Little Richard story. If you know, you know. Or Cadillac Car, okay, in Dreamgirls. Like, this is something that white people do all the time, and most of the time they get away with it. And so I'm just happy that what I do know about the people that are on TikTok is these people, especially when it comes to Black people on the app, are not ones to hold their tongue. They have been very vocal about this and speaking out towards this guy, because there's no reason why you can't. It literally is free 99 to give somebody credit for their thing, especially if you're getting paid for their idea. Like, ridiculous. Like I said, and most of these people have way more followers. So there's that. People be stealing, okay? People be stealing. White folks on that app be stealing, okay? The incels on TikTok who continuously come on the app just spewing their views, or their harmful views, their disrespectful views, and really not caring who they're hurting or triggering in the process.
Let me go ahead and say what everybody else is thinking right now. First of all, if Dante Wright would not have resisted arrest, he would be alive right now. When you get pulled over for a warrant and a cop is handcuffing you, you don't fucking resist arrest, try to get away, and get back in your car.
Before, I was going to keep it to myself, but actually, I think I'm a little bothered now, because why?
And so, I mean, a lot of people, you know, poke fun at it. They don't take it seriously. Most of them will like stitch them and try to address them or go back and forth with them. But to me, I just feel like it's so funny that when Black people on the app will say something like the N-word, they get like, you know, some type of like violation or something. But these people can continue to be on the app and say all types of ignorant and disgusting things, and nothing really becomes of it. Like, so that's the other issue I have. It's like, it's very funny on people, they want to like block their accounts or shadow ban them, or, you know, give them violations for silly, stupid, trivial things. But when it comes to people spreading racism or misogynoir, or just plain old misogyny, like, it gets unchecked completely. And it's just like, what's going on here? How is this able to be allowed? So there's that. Then there is the ones that be getting into controversy and then being hella disrespectful. So another TikTok creator by, I think her name is Only One Jess, who is basically, you know, is a non-binary TikTok creator who was famous for, you know, basically talking about psychology facts and life hacks and things of that nature. They were very charismatic and really funny and entertaining, and so of course they got a big following of over 10 million followers. But you know, come to find out, they, you know, back in the day when they were probably like in their middle teens, was saying the N-word with the hard R. Okay, they called somebody an N-word or a nigger lover. Okay, and you know, people were not happy about this. They were like, explain this, what is this about? And so, you know, they came forward and took accountability and, you know, apologized, in a very tearful apology, as most, you know, people do when they get caught being racist. And this person promised to put Black creators on their platform and help educate them, and as well as their followers, and yada yada yada. So that was probably around 2 months ago. 2 months passed and nothing has changed. They really have not pretty much, they didn't own up to what they, you know, they did, their word was not their word. And people called them out on it. And also, another TikTok creator by the name of Karen came out and said, well, as a Black creator, I, reached out to them and said, I can, help you, and, I would like to come on your platform and whatever. And then they said, okay, cool, but nothing really came out of it. And they tried to reach out to this creator several times, and when I mean Aunt Karen was trying to reach out to the Only One Jess, and or Jayas, that's her name, right? I'm calling her Jess. Only One Jayas, and they did not respond. They did not respond, and so she took it to TikTok to say, hey, this person sat there and sold y'all a lot of BS, okay? Because I tried to be on the platform and try to help them out, and no bueno. So then they have a back and forth, and Only One JS basically tries to make Aunt Karen, as many white people like to do, and that is make them the angry Black woman, trying to say, oh, like she was... Only One JS was there screaming at the top of her lungs in her car, talking about leave me the F alone and stop making videos about me. And they were just comments on people who are speaking out about the situation. Like, it was just, once again, a hot mess express. And it's just like, if you just did what you said you were going to do, like, even now, like, you could have just reached out and said, yo, I'm really sorry, my bad, like, let's just work this out, like something. But you wilding out shows that you just did it to get the heat off of you. You didn't genuinely mean that you were going to help Black creators out and put them on. Like, that's really trash, because I'm like, at the end of the day, there was no reason for you to be saying the N-word, like, at all. Like, there's never a reason. And you were not, yeah, you were young, but you should know enough to not be saying that word ever. Like, no. And the other thing about people who love to do on TikTok is talk about their preferences that no one asked for.
Marry a Black girl or go blind.
I would rather go blind, boy.
Much like how I talked about in my colorism conversation, that a lot of Black men will be on that app, and white men actually, will sit there and talk of their disdain for Black women and young Black girls, and talk about how much they don't like them and they have a preference for white women or other raced women, and talk down on Black women. And all types of nonsense. And it's just like, a lot of young kids use this app, like a lot of young kids, and that's another issue for another day, child. But for you to be saying things like this is not helping develop these young girls' self-esteem. Like I said, there was that viral one of people would put their preferences in two different places, and people would run to either side, and like it was like Black girls or white girls, and they would run to white girls, and it was just like what do you gain from that? Like, what do you gain from that? And there's a lot of dudes that be on that app, not only a lot of them just spewing just plain old misogyny, but misogynoir as well, because a lot of the times they are targeting Black women. And it's just like, what? Now why are we in it? Now why are we in it? And then there are the other side of it, of these white men in particular, that love to pander to Black women. Like, they know that, I feel like with a lot of Black women, when people hear that non-Black men have interest in us, we will literally a lot of us will take the slightest crumb of affection and praise, but a lot of it is just rooted in, oh, I know this is a market I can get into, and I can get quick followers and support, so I'm going to tell them whatever they need to hear for them to support me when they really don't even like Black women for real. This is the same thing they do with plus size women as well. I see that a lot as well, like, oh, you don't like these darkies. They'll do like those type of skits and POV things, like, oh, you don't like the darkies, well, I love darkies. Like, no, baby, no, sweetie, no. And then, like I said, most of these men, you come to find out, when it comes to the Black women, they don't even follow a Black woman, don't even like Black women's pictures, nothing. Like, and it's the same, like I said, with plus size women as well. You'll talk about you like bigger women and then not following a single TikToker by the, like, it's just like, what's going on? What is going on? So that's the other side of TikTok that I'd be just so annoyed every time how for some reason my For You page ends up on there. It doesn't make any type of sense. And once again, like I said, these videos don't get flagged. Most of these, I feel like I could look them up right now and show you a slideshow. You can look it up. There's literally compilations of racist TikToks that people react to all the time on this app. Like, it's ridiculous. And once again, those are not the videos that get banned. It's people, black people, saying the N-word, like, or just something just so trivial. And the other thing is even the fact of like these hype houses or content houses that TikTok will have, and they'll basically get some of the biggest TikTokers to all live in one big house, so they have access to like equipment and, you know, ring lights and nice cameras and places to take photos and do their little TikTok shoots or whatever. And most of these hype houses, or I think one of them is called Hype House. There's a bunch of, like, Sway House, like, there's a bunch of them. And in these content houses, there's none for black kids. I think in most of these content houses, there's probably 1 or 2 black kids, but, like, not as much as there are white kids. And that is literally another major problem. It just goes back to what I was talking about when it comes to access and things like that. Like, a lot of these people who are making these things, while like I said, TikTok can help them in terms of getting money and, you know, having a stable income, especially during these times where, you know, people need money. Like, people is broke out here still. It's still a panoramic. Like, you know what I mean? But it's just really unfair that that is what is happening on this app, that black kids still cannot find true success. Like I said, there is no black equivalent to a Charli D'Amelio. Like, Charli D'Amelio got her own drink. She got 2 drinks at Dunkin' Donuts, bro. Like, 2 drinks. And all the rest of them have some type of endorsement deals, sponsorships, out the wazoo, making money. Even some of them who got pending flipping assault charges, messing with little kids and whatnot, like I said. But they can still have content. They can still be viral. Nothing happens to them. But like I said, until there is a black equivalent of a Charli D'Amelio, I'm not here for it. And I'm not going to stand for it. I'm not. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about TikTok and all the craziness that's been going on there. Do you use TikTok? Like, you know, what's your TikTok? If you have one, I would certainly follow you. I'm still wondering if I should make content on there because, like I said, there are things about it that I enjoy, but it is very, very problematic, and something got to be done, and quickly. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll definitely see y'all in my next video. Peace out, y'all.